Hey everybody, Cone Dodger here. Welcome back to the Mindcrack server for your Wednesday, my dudes. Or dudettes. Or anybody, really. Let's get building, because today we want... Where are you? We want to make a stairway up to this cone bridge monstrosity entrance pathway thing. And I don't think I'm going to get a good idea as to how much more design I want to do on this until I have something for this. As you can see, I've already been kind of toying around with some ideas. Actually, I was out... Hello, Chunk Air. I was out material gathering this morning. That's been something I've been doing lately, is that rather than mindlessly searching Craigslist for vehicles that I can't afford, I hop on the Mindcrack server and I do some, like, busy work, or not really busy work, just kind of roaming around, gathering inspiration and maybe some materials, and it's feeling good. It's a better way to spend an hour or so getting my body woken up and ready to record. Do you ever want to load in, Chunk, or are you just gone forever? Hello. Oh my. Minecraft. Minecraft, what are you doing? There's some unexplored caves down there. Not a very big one. Remember when this used to be a terrible thing and you would fall into the Chunk Air and you would just be there forever? It used to be a real bad thing. Okay, let's ignore that, huh? So, I have gathered enough wood so that I can build a structure. What I want to do is mostly replicate that. It won't be one for one, but I want it to be of the same theme. But this one needs to come out a few blocks and then go down this way, because I don't want to intrude too far into their farm. Wow, that's quite a thing there. I want to leave at least some space between the two. It seems they are pretty set on this being the start, but I don't know how much mechanics they are going to need here. You know, there has to be something here to drop the water for the farm. So, yeah, I'm only giving myself out to where their chests and stuff are. So that's basically why I'm angling it off this way. So I think what I'm going to do is cobblestone posts, not these big guys, in four corners. I've put those there so I can see how high these need to go. I do have some gray concrete powder, but I may need more. I think I have the materials to do so. Ooh, I need to make myself a new shovel. I have just the right amount of sticks to do that. Cool. Cool. So, I mentioned yesterday that I had a topic of discussion, something that I wanted to bring up, and it has to do with nostalgia. That is something that it's a topic, it's an area of discussion, it's something that comes up an awful lot lately, and it's something that really came up a bunch when myself and Brian and Raisky and Honey, when guests got added, more people got added to the Minecraft server, because there was a lot of Reddit activity about, you know, Mindcrack and what Mindcrack is and has become and blah 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 blah. Talked about that at pretty extensive lengths. Can I do this? No, I'll still need that. Well, yeah, because it can be waterlogged now, right? Right. Yeah, but it didn't actually do the thing, did it? No! Oh, this is bizarre. How can I do this then? Hold on, we have an interesting situation here. Can I do this? Aha! We're smart. But yeah, that kind of spurred a lot of discussion that is very much so nostalgia related. But there's also other things. Oops, I think I just broke some grass that was there. But this has all been modified from before. In fact, I would like to get rid of some of this overhang and weird gross cliff. There. Try and fix this up a bit. But yeah, there's a bunch of other things that spurs nostalgic thoughts and conversation. The Mindcrack stuff and Minecraft stuff is just a small part of it. I don't necessarily want to discuss so much things I'm nostalgic about today, but more the effects and the way people and myself treat nostalgia. So let's talk about that after a little sleep. Oh, hi, hello. Yes, I know it looks like an editing. We just slept off the night and it's a new day. However, in reality, I hit the mute button somewhere in the sequence of sleeping off the night and have been recording for an additional 10 minutes that are no longer excusable. So, we're back, and now I need to remember where I was. I think I was just about to start the nostalgia conversation. I think that's where I was. I think we had discussed what I was doing over here, which is the landing and the stairway. I had started working on the columns for that, which mirror the columns from over there, and that's where we are now. Okay, I need a little bit more concrete, and I guess I will restart my conversation. It's good, you know, maybe now that I've talked about it once, I'll be even better at talking about it now, which you can really tell at the fact that I'm tripping over my words. Okay, so I mentioned at the end of yesterday's video, I kind of want to talk about nostalgia for a bit here, and that's in part due to the fact that it's something I notice happens a lot in society anymore, and I guess a huge factor in that is the fact that so much of our lives is recorded now. There's either, you know, social media or just overall the increased connection we have amongst, you know, society. It's really hard to get away from your past these days, and the past is very much so written, not just in history. You know, it used to be that things that were written down in history were things that were monumental and important. Well, now everything basically is documented. Every aspect of our lives is in some ways stored in one way or another, depending on how active you are in, you know, modern social media stuff or not. But either way, we definitely have a lot of documentation on the everyday, normal day-to-day life. Whoops, that's the wrong place. And with that, I noticed that, I think we are maybe a lot more nostalgic than we used to be. Like, I definitely remember my parents or grandparents or older people when I was growing up talking about the good old days. This is not anything new. Or fondly remembering, you know, childhood stories and things like that. That is, to me, basically nostalgia. Even though it's not maybe something monumental or, you know, you remember Elvis Presley and blah, 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 that kind of nostalgia. But anymore, like I said, we're documenting. We have so much knowledge of what we did in the past, thanks to how documented everything is, that sometimes it feels like maybe we're getting overwhelmed with the nostalgia, and we can't get away from our past. And part of that means that it's very hard to accept change, because we now see, I think, more of the changes happening in the world day to day than ever before. This is purely my perspective here. This is, I am not a social engineer. I am not a studied philosopher or anything. That is for sure. This is purely my take on it. So, generally, when I think of something I'm nostalgic about, and I tried to think of examples, one thing that I came up with that is very Cone Dodger specific is car meets and car shows. and specifically a group of people and a group of car enthusiasts that I used to kind of be in a circle with, and we would all hang out all the time, and, you know, once a month we would have meetups, and we would all drive to a place, and we all hang out together. And it was the 240 community of the Jacksonville area. I don't do that anymore. Basically, nobody in this area does that anymore. But yet, all of those same people seem to be very nostalgic for that era when that was common. Now, a lot has changed. Mainly, we're all older. You know, a huge percentage of that group is now, you know, in their 30s, has families, decided to have real lives, unlike me, and, you know, there's a ton of factors as to why something like that is just less feasible now than it was. So it's not as though... Hold on, I gotta kind of review what I did over here. So it's not as though things can just continue as they were. Okay, so we need to go to solid blocks, actually. Got it. However, I still look at those days like fondly. You know, I still look at that era, and you know, it's a happy memory to me. Versus what I see is people. I'm not specifically talking about this group, but I certainly see it in the group. Are almost upset that it's not that way anymore. And I don't think that's a real healthy way of doing things. You know, you have to accept, to some degree, things are going to change with time. You know, people are going to change, groups are going to change, you're going to change, I've changed. I am not as interested in that stuff anymore, even though I do have the time. You know, it's kind of like, been there, done that, there's not anything new to see here kind of deal. And now that I'm older, the people that are newer to the community, I'm not necessarily as relevant to anymore, and they aren't as relevant to me. So, you know, things just aren't what they used to be there. And that's okay. It doesn't upset me. I'm not bothered by it. And I can still look fondly upon, you know, that era and those times. And I'm not sure everyone tends to be that way. This really comes up a lot with the Mindcrack stuff, and that's certainly where the whole conversation kind of spawned in my mind, because I certainly notice within the Mindcrack community of fans, there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of anger that things aren't the same anymore. And that's unfortunate, I think. And maybe people are leading unhappier lives than they need to for being so angry that things aren't the same anymore. You can still look back on the past and think of how much fun it was, or think of how great something was, without being upset that things changed. I'm not perfectly innocent in this. There are occasions where I definitely remember being upset that things changed. Oops, I didn't go high enough on this one. You know, things were no longer the same as they once were. That's really a waste for me. And I've come to realize that in the past, really couple of years, I think, because this has become something that's more prevalent. So when I talk about nostalgia and wanting to talk about nostalgia, it's more that I want to talk about the effects it has on our day-to-day, and our effects on our ability to accept, you know, change more than anything. Change can still be very difficult. That's for sure. I don't perfectly accept all things have changed. There's no bones about that. Hold on, I need to go look at that again, just to see if there's one separating or not. I think there is not. Nope, they are not. Okay, let's go sleep off the night. I'll regather my thoughts, and we'll continue in the morning. So I think a big factor in how I've come to kind of grips with this is that I'm gonna go steal some squid ink from this fish auto fisher. Is there any in here? Hope so. I think that's a less common thing. Huh. Oh, I saw some in there. Somewhere. 5. Yeah, I guess it's not very common in the auto fisheries. That should be plenty, though. What was I saying? Oh, how I've kind of, you know, come to grips with that stuff. It's basically what I was saying. You know, the change, the times that have gone by and we've had, I still look upon very fondly. But now more than ever, I just feel more interested in experiencing and exploring the way that things change more than I do, you know, relish and demand that things be like they used to be. Because if things never changed, we would never have new things to be nostalgic about, right? That almost sounded a little philosophical. But it's true. If everything always stayed exactly the same, if Mindcrack as it was is what it always would be, that would leave no room for new eras and new things to experience. I believe in years to come, I will look very fondly upon the quote-unquote PUBG era and how cool and how fun of a time all of that is right now and eventually will have been. And that's okay. That's fine. I can't wait to see, you know, what next is going to come along and be as fun and entertaining for me as that. Or, you know, obviously the Mindcrack thing. Sure, really love what it used to be. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to love the next thing as much or more. And it doesn't mean that I can't still fondly remember what used to be. Basically what I'm saying is, stop griping. Maybe not that blunt. Maybe I shouldn't be that blunt. But seriously, look positively on your past instead of negatively. Don't look negatively on things being different than they used to be. Whoa, that's gonna be an insecure foundation. We gotta fix that. Let's see. There, I fix. I'm gonna get a, you know, engineering violation for that. Is this right? Yeah, this is right. I'm doing this ground up, so it's gonna look a little funky till we get it set. And then, well, I kind of need to see how far this is going to be going down yet, because eventually these will go away, but I guess not until they get to, yeah, I need to actually count this out and see, because I don't know, I can't do it from the ground up, because I don't know where the height of this is going to be yet. Well, I do hope that I made a little bit of sense in my nostalgic conversation. I guess this goes straight out for a while, so it's not going to go down very fast. There's so much that of my past I really do appreciate, and I will always look fondly upon those eras, or maybe not. You know, there's actually parts of the past that I'm a little nostalgic about, but also super glad has changed. So it's not even 100% that, no wait, that's what I just did. Not even 100% that I always look at the past and think, you know, that I wish it had never changed. Okay, so here we are. And maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just more accepting of change than others. I don't know. I certainly feel like I'm more accepting of change than my parents, but then again, I am not as old as they are. They aren't gonna like that. But it's true, you know, I guess that's something that probably changes with age. maybe as you get older, you get less and less accepting of change. But I see it more in the youths than I see it in the older generations, or at least just as much. Okay, so let's go with that high. And then it's a solid block at the ends. This is actually a hard pattern to follow. This is much more difficult than I expected it to be. Actually, what I want to do is go and read. I don't like the way that's gonna look. I think I might need to do it one higher first, which would mean that this walkway is gonna go out pretty far. I don't think we're gonna finish this today. Okay, so an additional wall on each side, and then the full block. And then it was... Wow, I'm really gonna need to go look at it because I have completely lost the pattern now. Hold on. So wrapped up in nostalgia that I forgot what we were doing. I kid. So it's 2 blocks. It's 2 solid blocks and then a half slab. Got it. That's easy enough. And then it's like that all the way down. They continue to cascade all the way down. So 2 blocks inwards. And then cascading down. I think I got it now. So like this. And that would mean that it's a 1 wide in the middle, which is right. And then the next layer would be 1 lower than that. Right. Okay. I think I got it now. I think I've figured out what I was doing there. Okay, so let me actually go review yesterday's video's comments real quick. Actually going to look at the comments now, and mostly in agreement with what I was saying, which is surprising. What is this? This isn't YouTube. Yeah, generally the same vibe was being displayed there, and that is that yes, things may not be what they once. Did that actually go in the right place? It did. Things may not be what they once were, but that can be okay. You know, you gotta look forward to the future as well. And you know, I think, was it Javir? I believe it was Javir was talking about, you know, looking at the past in a way that you only are now hunting for the negatives of today, instead of looking for the positives of today. It's certainly not the case that I think, you know, everything is awesome and, oh wait, one more. You know, there's only positives in the world and things are so much better than they used to be. That's not it at all. It just doesn't seem very useful to look at the past and think of how much better things used to be. Doesn't mean we can't strive. We can strive to make things better for us every day, but the fact that I think things were better yesterday doesn't help me today. So what a huge waste of time that would be. I think that's a big factor of it. So I'm trying my best to not be less nostalgic. I still want to fondly remember the times of yesterday and the experiences I had before. But I don't look at it as a negative. I'm trying to look at it as not even a positive, but just as a fact. You know, it's just the way things are. And kind of rehoning that thought I had earlier of if things don't change, if things don't keep evolving, there will be nothing to be nostalgic about in the future. It's a good thing. I really do think it is something that makes me overall feel better on the day-to-day. So I hope maybe one other person out there listening can hear that discussion and maybe think about it themselves. That would make me happy. I think that will do it for today, and this might be a topic of discussion we continue to harp on for the week. we can be nostalgic for this conversation for the rest of the week. But I think that's all that my brain has to spew for the day. Apparently we're going to be working on this again tomorrow because I still have a long ways to go here. I just want to do one row here so we can get a general idea of what this is going to look like. Oh, that's wrong. Why do I feel like this is still not right? It has to go down one. Oh, I bet you it also does this? Does it become 3 high there? Or does the top layer have a special trait in that it doesn't go down like that? Because the next layer needs to be not there, actually. Hold on. What if it's just here? Hey, zombie! Give me that back! That's not yours! That's my slab! Thank you. Okay. This still looks funny. Something is off with this. I'll get this eventually, don't you worry. You can trust me. Alright, get rid of that one. So this is how high it would be on the next layer. So does that mean that this column is actually one taller? It's actually the same height? Maybe. And then it's this one. I think that's right. So another wall, another full block. Oop. Another full block. Full block in, and no slab underneath it though. Is that correct? It doesn't look right here though. I don't know why. Let me look back here. I know this one definitely starts a little bit differently. Holy cow, I've been recording a long time. This one starts a little differently. Aha, I used half slabs up here. So they actually go down into a single. I didn't even notice that had happened. Okay. So it is just a little bit different over here. A little bit different situation. That's fine. It doesn't have to mirror it exactly. Hey, creeper, don't you dare blow up my bridge. I'd be real upset. Cones look really cool at night. So over here, to fix the look, I think I would do something like this. Or would I? Because then it's going to be a half block. So yeah, I might just leave it flat. That might be fine. Or even just have it open. Or have a stair there. Yes, make this an even longer video cone. I'll have to decide. Maybe as we finish the cascading stairs. But that's a general idea. I can't believe I only got the landing done today, but that's the way the cookie crumbled. Just means we have more to do for the rest of the week. Thank you as always for watching. I feel as though I probably got pretty rambly again, but 'tis the nature of my brain. Welcome to the insides of Cone's brain. I'll see you tomorrow.